What a pulse-pounding moment in the world of mixed martial arts. Gabriel Bonfim has just delivered a stunning knockout that could redefine the UFC welterweight landscape, and it's got everyone talking. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this finish as clean as it looked, or did the referee jump the gun? Stick around as we dive into the details of this electrifying event from UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. Brett Okamoto, who has been chronicling the highs and lows of MMA and boxing at ESPN since 2010, brings us this report. With his finger on the pulse of the sport, he's interviewed legends like Dana White, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and George St. Pierre. He even produced the acclaimed 30 for 30 documentary, Chuck and Tito, exploring the legendary rivalry between Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. Based in Las Vegas, Brett keeps his golf game active, even if he's not quite breaking par. The UFC welterweight division is about to be under the microscope for the coming weeks, and Gabriel Bonfim has seized the opportunity right from the start. In the main event on Saturday night, Bonfim, sporting a record of 19 wins and just one loss, delivered a decisive knockout over Randy Brown, who entered the octagon with 20 victories and 7 defeats. The fight ended at 140 into the second round when Bonfim connected with a powerful standing knee that floored Brown, a move where the fighter lifts their knee directly into the opponent's midsection while both are upright, catching them off guard. Brown, at 35 years old, initially voiced strong objections to the referee's decision to halt the bout, claiming he wasn't finished. However, slow-motion replays revealed the extent of the damage. Bonfim's right knee had struck with such force that Brown was visibly dazed and injured. And this is the part most people miss, the subtle artistry behind Bonfim's strategy. While the knee was the showstopper, it was his relentless calf kicks that set the stage. According to UFC stats, Bonfim racked up 35 total strikes, with a whopping 23 of them targeting Brown's leg. For beginners in MMA, calf kicks are like precision strikes to the lower leg, designed to wear down an opponent's mobility over time. Bonfim focused on this in the first round, gradually weakening Brown's stance and creating openings for more damaging blows upstairs in the second. Brown, who had bounced back strong, with wins in 4 of his last 5 fights, stood his ground bravely and traded punches in close range, showing real heart. But that second-round knee sent him tumbling to the canvas. Though he seemed to regain his bearings quickly after the fight was called, he appeared briefly unconscious from the impact, a reminder of how quickly things can change in the cage. This marked Brown's first knockout loss since 2020, adding a layer of intrigue to his career path. Now Bonfim, a 28-year-old Brazilian sensation, has stretched his winning streak to 5 consecutive victories. In a post-fight interview, he issued a fiery challenge to former interim champion Colby Covington, translated from Portuguese. "Colby, quit dodging me," he declared. "Give me the shot so I can escort you right out of that ring. I'm certain I'll end your career right there." This bold promise has sparked debate. Is Bonfim ready to take on a seasoned name like Covington, or is he biting off more than he can chew? Bonfim is gunning to crack the UFC's top 10 rankings for the first time ever. Heading into Saturday's showdown, he sat at number 14. His desired opponent, Covington, currently holds the number 10 spot, but it's worth noting he hasn't stepped into the octagon since December, and his last win came via a decision over Jorge Masvidal back in March 2022. This inactivity begs the question, has Covington been avoiding tougher matchups, or is he simply strategic? For context, rankings in UFC aren't just about wins. They factor in opponent strength, recent performances, and marketability, making this climb a significant milestone for rising stars like Bonfim. What do you think, fans? Should the UFC grant Bonfim his wish against Covington, or is it too soon for such a high-stakes clash? And about Brown's protest, was the stoppage fair, or did it rob him of a comeback chance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get the discussion going.